Hey everybody, just a quick video to let you know what decks I'm using for the month of July. So again, if you would like a reading, you can click on the Etsy shop. These are the decks I'll be using unless you request a different deck. You'll also see these decks in like my Instagram if you follow me for daily draws. So just so you know. Alright, so the first deck I'm working with, tarot deck I'm working with this month, is the Everyday Witch Tarot. That's the back there. I'm loving this deck. It makes me think kind of the Green Witch deck, but it's got like a more modern kind of vibe to it. It kind of gives me like a very like 90s Silver Raven Wolf nostalgic sort of feel. I'm not sure why that is. It reminds me of things like Charmed and The Craft, and it's just kind of like, it's kind of cheesy, but I'm kind of loving it. Like all the witch hats and things like that, and the black cats. It's really great. My only complaint about this deck is that it's quite slippy when you, like, I don't mind the cardstock being a little thinner because it's easy to shuffle, but it's kind of like a slippy deck when you're holding it. You gotta really hold on to this one. So that's the Everyday Witch Tarot. For my Lenormand for the summer, I am, keeping up with the Celtic Lenormand. This is kind of a different Lenormand deck because it's got, it's got 3 birds, 2 trees, 2 men, 2 women. But I actually really like that, and I use them all because I assign slightly different meanings to them. But I think the artwork is just gorgeous. It's a really lovely deck to work with. So I'm going to keep working with that one for the summer. For my Oracle deck for July, I'm using Wisdom of the House of Night by Colette Baron-Reid. Now, I like most of Colette Baron-Reid's decks, I have to say. This one's quite different because I think she had changed publishers away from Hay House, and she was working with the people that did the House of Night series, which if you've ever read is like, it's like guilty pleasure, delightfully cheesy young adult books. And the stories do have some continuity problems, but that's okay. It's one of those books that make you feel like if this gets published, then, maybe your young adult novel could get published too. But it is a guilty pleasure. It is good. Some people hate it, but whatever. It's about, a high school with vampires in it. I mean, how much cheesier do you get? But the deck, I bought it kind of as more novelty. It kept kind of coming up for me, and I thought, oh well, maybe I should get it, and I got it. And I have to say, it actually like really works, and I really like it. And I think it goes really well with the Everyday Witch Tarot because it's got that kind of like, 90s, 2000s kind of witchy pop culture vibe to it. So it there. The only thing I've complained about this deck is that the corners aren't rounded. They're actually quite pokey. I do like the silver gilding on the side, I have to say. And they have some of the characters from the novels in here. Oh, look at the cats. They're so nice. So, if you're a fan of those books, I would say, like, go ahead and get this deck. If you're not, there's still, like, this deck I still find, like, it really works. Like, the messages that it sends are quite nice. Or even if you're just, you're into vampires and stuff, I think you might really like this deck. It's pretty cool. So that is the House of Night deck. And then finally, I always have like an angel or god or goddess deck. And I am using the Gods and Titans Oracle, one of my favorites. For the month of July, there's something about this time of year, I think because, the sun is so bright. I mean, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere, we've got longer days. That kind of has like a very masculine kind of energy for me. Oh, look, and there's Ra right there. So, set. There you go. It's very kind of superhero-y, his art, in some ways. So not all of the gods are the way, like Hades, this isn't quite the way I see Hades, but we're all going to see it different, right? There we go. So those are the decks that I'm using for July. I know it's just like a quick little video, but it's just kind of showing you like, hey, these are the decks I'm working with. Do you have any of these decks? Let me know what you think of these decks, what you use them for. Like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.